25, still alive.
That's right. It's us again. Hey, it's us again.
Hey. It's us again. Hey,
it's us again.
Hey, Paul.
Let's have a ball. Pixies.
Yes. Hey,
Gigantic.
Paul. Yeah. Let's have a ball. But we missed out. We should have named the podcast. Hey, Paul, let's have a ball.
Why should we have?
Because it would have been more fun than stayfhomekins, because staying at home was staying at a drag.
There were some fun times, though.
Yes.
Remember when I got so fat? Wasn't that fun to watch?
It was really fun.
To watch me eat all day long.
What do you think? What about all the crying I did?
Oh, honey.
Did you like that?
But you cry anyway.
That's kind of true, guys.
It's good, though, letting your emotions out.
Is it good?
Yeah.
You mean having absolutely zero control over
That's
your
not
emotions?
true. That's not true.
I have some control over them. I cry either in my car or at home.
Mm-hmm. About your car.
Yeah. I'm very emotional, but I do try, although I have been called out on it in bad situations.
Well, that's the kind of thing people like to do in bad situations.
They manipulate you.
Yes.
Because you're being honest.
Emotional people.
If you're being, sometimes I feel like
we're all sensitive people.
I'm so emotional, baby. Every time.
Do you know that song, Don't Cry Out Loud?
Don't cry out loud.
Just keep it inside.
Yeah.
But is that song...
Is it about toxic masculinity?
Well, I don't think so. But I don't know. It could be, because I don't know if it's saying, if the song is actually giving you that advice, don't do that. Or if they're saying...
This is what I do.
This is what I was told.
This is how I repress my emotions and become very angry.
Yeah.
And resentful.
Learn how to hide your feelings. Who was it that sang that?
It was like, I want to, it's not Helen Reddy, but that
was my first thought, too.
It feels like a Helen Reddy.
Was it a Melissa Manchester, perhaps?
Maybe.
We got to look it up, because people are going to be...
they're going to be screaming at this podcast.
As a podcast listener, I understand.
This podcast is called Stay at Homekins. This is our after dinner date night. I got my fucking weekend water on 100 right now. I made a martini. This is where I'm at.
Melissa Manchester.
No, you called it. Was she British? Was she from Manchester?
Do you want to hear the first lyric?
Yes. By the way, yes.
Baby cried the day the circus came to town.
Sure.
Because she didn't want parades just passing by her.
Okay.
So she painted on a smile and took up with some clown while she danced without a net upon the wire. I know a lot about her because, you see, baby is an awful lot like me. She's the one in the song.
Wait a minute. This is feeling familiar in a weird way. Like this conversation about the lyrics.
Well, it's not to me. I don't recall having this discussion with you. I'm not getting a deja vu.
Okay.
Is that what you're getting?
Not necessarily deja vu.
The DJV?
DJV, no. Keep going.
Here's the chorus. Don't cry out loud. Just keep it inside. Learn how to hide your feelings. Fly high and proud. And if you should fall, remember, you almost had it all.
Wait, why? Why did you almost have it all?
I don't know. I guess because you joined the circus and you took up with a clown. And you could have been with the ringmaster.
Are you saying this is not a metaphor?
I can't tell. Baby saw that when they pulled that big top down, we're still in the circus. I got to put my glasses on.
Anyway, folks, while he's doing that, I'm Janie Hatta Tompkins. I'm an actress. He's Paul F. Tompkins. He's a comedian. This is what we do. Okay.
Baby saw that when they pulled that big top down, they left behind her dreams among the litter.
Jesus Christ. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That resonates with me in a very deep way.
Your dreams lying amongst the litter?
Yeah. My dreams are in the litter right now.
Oh, no.
My dreams are in the litter fucking box.
Do you feel like this? There was nothing left but sawdust and some glitter? Oh, wait. The different kind of love she thought she'd found. There was nothing left but sawdust and some glitter. But baby can't be broken because, you see, she had the finest teacher. That was me. I told her.
What?
And then the chorus.
Is this about therapy? I think it's about therapy.
It's written by Carol Bayer Sager and Peter Allen. When my baby smiles at me, I go to Rio.
Really? That's who that is?
He did not. He covered that song, yes. And I know that, I think, from SCTV.
Okay.
And, Hugh Jackman did a show about him.
He did?
The Boy from Oz, yes. He played Peter Allen. He sang. He danced. He did it all.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know about that one.
I never saw it. I wonder if you could find it online anywhere.
Yeah, are you saying like he did a show about it, like he did a musical about it?
Yeah, there was a musical about Peter Allen called The Man from Oz.
Okay.
And Hugh Jackman did it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
What if I'm wrong?
You know
what?
I'm
suddenly feeling very wrong.
Hugh
but
Jackman,
I know I heard this.
Also a Man from Oz.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
He's a local hero.
Like, that's good casting right there. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, because I think Hugh Jackman started out as a song and dance guy.
I mean, he's got the goods.
He was. Remember I did that talk show with him?
Yeah, he loved you.
He was very nice.
Tim Gunn loved you.
Tim Gunn was very nice. I was very
Paul was
excited
the
that
belle of the ball,
Tim Gunn
guys.
complimented me on my outfit, which was all I needed.
Yeah, because we were very into Project Runway at the time.
Also, I remember we had to tell something about ourselves that nobody knew or something, which by the way, that assignment always sucks.
Sure.
Because there's nothing interesting about me that people don't know.
Like, oh, what? Like what? Like I have a wart on my labia.
And I
don't, but that would be a funny
just
thing.
For the record, she doesn't.
You guys, if I did, I wouldn't be ashamed to
There's
say
nothing wrong with it, but it's just not true.
I just don't have one, but I'm just saying, like, it's just a funny thing that you could think of like, no one knows this about me.
Especially a real-time thing. Like, yeah, it's right now I have it.
I found it in the dressing room. And I Googled it, and it was a wart.
So I had some dumb thing. I was like, I went to a Doctor Who convention one time when I was 13. And there was no real story there, and I was trying to make it a story. And Tim Gunn went before me, and his story was his father worked for the FBI.
Yeah, he annihilated.
And his mother grabbed his copy of the Warren report.
Yeah,
and locked herself in the bathroom.
Yeah,
and sat in the tub and read it.
Yeah. By the way,
his dad broke the door down. And I'm like, why am I going after this story?
And you're like, I went to a Doctor Who thing. I mean, that is like an amazing story, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
It should be the third story.
By the way, if you worked for the FBI and you came home with the Warren Commission, I also would. I mean, I get it. I totally would.
Oh, you absolutely would.
Oh, I totally would.
You, of all people, yes, you would. For sure.
Yeah. Hello. I'm a human fucking being. Okay? I own my shit. Anyway, I'm Janie. He's Paul, blah, blah, blah. This is us, blah, blah, blah.
This is us, the TV show.
This is us.
This is the official This Is Us podcast.
This is the official. Oh, my God.
Do you remember when the one guy died in the fire?
You know what? I watched a couple episodes of This Is Us, and I got it. Like, I was like, oh, okay, I get this.
You get why people get hooked on it. Yeah.
I totally did, but I wasn't in a place where I could invite This Is Us into my life.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
But I was like, okay, this cast is lovely. Like, these stories are lovely.
Moore, my old co-star.
And I didn't know about like the whole, like they aged it. Like it had like a How I Met Your, and I never watched How I Met Your Mother either. You know what? From the time travel thing, it's not my thing, but I get it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I have enjoyed things that have time shifts, but a lot of times I've noticed lately there's a lot of things that have time shifts that don't need them.
Well, they crutch on it. They crutch on it. You know?
They crutch crutch on it.
They crutch on it, and like they shouldn't. And it's like,
don't crutch on this, guys.
And like sometimes when I'm watching things with the time shifts, I'm thinking to myself, like, did the writer write this, or did the director editor decide? You know what I mean?
Like after the fact?
Yes, because like yes. Because like I will see things like taped in a way where it wasn't necessarily necessary.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, did they put this in a puzzle piece way to create some interest and suspense when I don't know.
I feel that it's become a fashionable trope of late. And it's just like, it's to jazz up your show a little bit, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, a lot of times it does not work for me. The one time I really enjoyed it recently was Haunting of Bly Manor, which I think I talked about. Have we been doing, did that happen during the quarantine?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that did time shifts. But what was great about it was it made you feel uneasy. So it was like, it was an effective device for a horror story.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of times it's just like, why are we doing this? Just tell it in order.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
we don't gain anything from seeing this, especially when it's like, when it's new characters, it's like, that doesn't mean anything to me. That doesn't have any impact to me that, oh my gosh, but they used to be friends.
Well, I mean, like, not everyone gets to do it, is my thing. Like, some people can do it. That's just my 2 cents, you guys.
And you know what? Since Larry King is dead, we're allowed to use It's My 2 cents.
Wait, Larry King used that?
He when he went on Twitter, he would hashtag things, It's My 2 cents.
What?
Now it's up for grabs.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You know, Larry King would just say like weird things like, I liked peanut butter when I was a kid. Now I can't stand it. It's my 2 cents.
By the way, guys, Google it. Paul interviewed by Larry King.
Yes.
And Larry King talked to him like someone's older uncle at the Thanksgiving dinner.
He famously does not use notes. So
he's like, so when do you think you're gonna make it?
Oh, he asked me if I considered myself a struggling comic. I was on there to promote a TV show that I was the star of.
Yeah.
It was like he forgot the details instantly. His mind is wandering. Look, I'm sure I was boring to him.
I thought it was a charming interview in a way, because it was like somebody who was clearly not familiar with you at all. Like he didn't know who you were. He didn't know why he was interviewing you. But he had like a sweet curiosity about you.
Yeah.
And you had sort of a sweet, allowance for his kind of generational ignorance.
I wouldn't call it generational ignorance. I mean, there's plenty of people that are my age that don't know who I am.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean.
People, in fact.
I want to say,
I know what you mean.
Like that there was sort of there was just sort of an earnest. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is.
I was having a good time.
There was a purity.
Yeah,
there was a wholesomeness to it.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was like an older guy and like a younger comic.
Younger.
Well, to him, you were like 12.
Compared to him, yes.
So you were like 12. Yeah. It's like someone mummified was like came to life, and he was like. Yeah, like the bandages came off.
Speaking of mummies.
Oh, yes.
I was listening we got invited to be on a podcast very soon.
Oh, that's right. We are going to be on a new podcast.
Yes, and I hope.
I mean, for us being on it.
Yes.
Not new to, yeah.
A podcast called Scary Stories to Tell on the Pod, right? Yes, because it's based on the book Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
But they kind of just like nickname it Scary Stories, so it's hard to know the full.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just called Scary Stories.
But it's a great podcast hosted by Andrew Farmer, Anna Dres, and I'm sure I've recommended it on this show before.
I think you have, because you listen to it a lot.
Yes, one of the last, I think, in-person podcasts I did before lockdown.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, they're doing this thing for the summer where they're watching the movies of Stephen Sommers, who directed his most famous movie is The Mummy, the one with Brendan Fraser from 1999.
Oh, no way. That's what we're watching?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was their episode that came out this week.
Okay, because for some reason I thought
one of the sequels.
I thought we were watching something like ancient, like a black and white thing.
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I just said yes to it, and I didn't know what I was watching.
It's an early 2000s movie.
Are we allowed to say what we're watching, or do we know what we're watching?
We do know what we're watching.
Okay.
I'm not going to say just for the hell of it.
Okay.
And let people see.
But
but here's what I wanted to say.
Oh yeah.
So they're talking about The Mummy, and The Mummy is a.
I don't think I've seen it.
Well, here's the thing. It's a generational movie. And so I saw it when I was a grown up, right? And I was like, oh, this is all right. There's some good stuff. There's a generation behind us that loves this fucking movie.
Like the Gen Z and Friends kind of thing?
I would say millennials. I would say the younger
millennials. And what did they love? Saved by the Bell or something?
But this movie is a very important part. I don't know.
But why is that? Why?
I don't know.
If it came out
in 99.
When they were kids.
Yes.
It came out when millennials were kids.
Yes. And so they have a huge affection for it.
Well, I personally have a huge affection for Brendan Fraser.
Fraser.
You
love him so much.
I don't know. I haven't met him. Here's the thing about Brendan Fraser. Mm-hmm. Fraser? Am I allowed to say it?
Fraser, yeah.
I think he is an amazing actor, number one.
I love him.
He's great. But also, he came out publicly about his sexual abuse as a child. And I thought that was incredibly brave.
Yeah.
To come out and say, this happened to me, me too, blah, blah, blah. And I was like really affected by it because I think I'm going to get this wrong. I shouldn't have brought him up because now I don't know the total story. That it was like an acting coach.
Ugh.
I think. It was like a trusted, like a mentor, like a trusted mentor or something.
It's so horrible.
Which is so horrible.
Yeah.
We should, as we're getting smarter about this as a society, I do feel like, like when we were kids, it would be like, oh, don't take candy, but we learned about stranger danger. And it seems to me, and I don't know, I'm speaking out of turn here, so I'm sure I'll hear about it, that the majority of harm comes from people that are known.
Right. I don't know what the statistics are, but I know that's an extremely common thing.
I was never taught about that.
No, of course not. Of course not. They never say that in school.
No.
They never say that in school.
Oh, by the way, we went to Catholic schools.
By the way,
we went to Catholic schools. Maybe we got groomed. We were being groomed.
There was a priest in my school. Very smart guy. Mm-hmm. I really admired him a lot. He was brilliant, and he had a really dry sense of humor. Mm-hmm. And then one day he wasn't there anymore, and there was an announcement over the PA that they had found child pornography.
What is this, Mayor of Easttown? Spoiler alert. There was a priest subplot.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And I
didn't mean to derail.
No, that's fine. One of my teachers defended him, not defended him, but said, kind of like a don't believe everything you hear. Just because somebody is flawed doesn't mean they're a bad person, blah, blah, blah.
Maybe if you're a kid.
Yeah.
And the priest has child pornography, it does mean that.
This teacher, I later found out, the guy who defended the priest, was making out with students.
Okay. See, yeah. I have a lot of opinions about this, and I don't want to go down a rabbit hole on this on the podcast because I'm not an expert and I don't want to speak toward something I don't know. Right. But it makes me, I'm having rage right now. I don't know if you can tell, but there's rage about this. I feel rageful that people like this are allowed into spaces that should be safe spaces. Yeah. But I understand that no one is entitled to safety. That is not even like a thing that can exist.
It's not so much entitled, it's guaranteed. No one is guaranteed safety. There's only so much you can do in the world. But I agree with you that there has to be a better way of doing things than the way when you're hiring somebody to be around kids in this way.
Right.
There has to be a better way.
Well, I listened to this very upsetting podcast about the Boy Scouts.
Oh, fucking A, man. The Boy Scouts are fucked up.
Worse than like any institution.
Yeah.
And it's because they get to go away, I think, with children, you know? So they
build relationships, right?
Yeah.
And they build authority. Their authority. Yeah, it's horrible.
I recommend the podcast. It was an episode of The Daily. I want to say it did come out during the pandemic, I think.
Is this what I need to know today?
What?
Is this what I need to know today?
What do you need to know today?
Is this what I need to know today? It's a simple question. Is this what I need to know today?
No, it's what you need to know. You need to know today. You need to know that. There's another awesome podcast. Now we're talking about trusted adults around kids. Mm-hmm. I think it's called, it's about the Larry Nassar. Ugh. It's about the Larry Nassar gymnastics, United States gymnastics scandal.
Yeah.
It was done by the CBC. I want to say it's called Believed.
Canadian Broadcasting.
They're like the
Center
Canadian
Company.
NPR. Okay. They're like an NPR, but of Canada, so they're probably better funded.
The P stands for poutine.
The National Poutine Radio. Anyway, I defy you to listen to this podcast series without feeling abject rage. Mm-hmm. Just total rage. Mm-hmm. Because he harmed so many people, including adults, okay? Mm-hmm. Like, he groomed the parents, and that's what happens with this stuff.
Yeah.
Is that the parents get groomed prior to the child, mm-hmm. or along, simultaneous to the child. And I don't fault the parents at all, because I feel like it is such the chances of like a psychopath coming in your field, like mm-hmm. in your aura or in your whatever, are not, I mean, it's not like something you can be thinking about 24/7. And there was so much like validate. I mean, this guy was so good at what he did in terms of his grooming and his.
He was insidious. Yeah.
But these parents end up feeling just as traumatized in a different way.
Oh, of course. Can you imagine?
It's
like
upsetting.
If you were a parent,
it's upsetting. No,
anything happens to your child
that you like were like pushing to be okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
If your kid falls down, you're in the next room. Like you're gonna how often are you gonna say I should have been in the same room with him? You know.
That said, there was an awful element to this story, and I'm telling you guys, you should listen to it if you're interested at all in this story, because these journalists did an incredible job. But there was an element to the story where he had abused a neighbor that was not in the gymnastics world. Mm-hmm. So he was like imagine like you're friends with your neighbor, mm-hmm. and we are friends. We're friends with our neighbors.
Well, yeah, not our immediate neighbors, but
yeah, but we're like friends with our neighbors, and we like know hang out with our neighbors. Like mm-hmm. that's like a thing, as like our neighbors, and we know and trust them. And you have a child, which neither us nor our neighbors have. All of our neighbors that were friends with their child free.
That all of us know of.
Okay, but imagine you have a child, And so you trust this person, you see them all the time, you invite them into your home, and he abused this little girl that was not part of the gymnastics situation. And the young little girl turned young woman told her parents, and they didn't believe her at all. Because they were like close with this person and in a different, like in a non-professional capacity, like in a personal capacity. And the young woman, like this was so, and then eventually, you know, they were able to kind of like believe her because things started coming out. And the dad was diagnosed with a terminal illness. So like she lost like years with the dad from the rift. And they were just like being totally gaslit by this guy, you know? And what is so crazy is like, I don't think he understood the enormity of his actions.
I mean, I don't think that you could. I think in the same way that parents, if a parent doesn't want to believe a child when they say something like that happened to them, it's because it's so horrific. And you know this person. And it's like, my brain will break if I believe that this happened. That this person betrayed our family and harmed our daughter. So I get the psychology of that.
Of course.
How it could fuck you up so badly that you can't look at it. But with this dude, like we're talking about like a true inhuman monster who knew what he was doing, knew how to do it, like how to get away with it for literal years with countless girls.
And also like snowed over the authorities because he had been like approached more than one time prior to this and had like a complete like cover for what he was doing. And I in my mind, that must mean like he doesn't even he has somehow like created this magical thinking that what he was doing was like acceptable or something
to him. Like there's an understanding, I think with these guys, there's an understanding, like, there's an understanding that this is not acceptable to the world, but I think they tell themselves, no, there's no way I can explain to them how right this is, how this is okay.
This is why this fucks with my head a little bit, is because personally, in my own life, I have, I've like just in my own work on myself, just in my own, like I have a particular trigger, of being misunderstood or misrepresented. That particular thing is very triggering to me. So I understand that feeling on a shallow level, not because I'm not doing things that society wouldn't accept. But I understand.
You're not a monster.
But I understand the psychology of feeling misunderstood or misrepresented.
Sure.
Like on such a like to the point where if I'm misunderstood or misrepresented, I personally, the way I react, and I'm trying to examine this in my own work on myself, I become very defensive. And I've had to look at myself and understand, why do I become so defensive when I'm misunderstood or misrepresented? And it goes back to like, you know, childhood or whatever, like blending families, blah, blah, blah. I'll wake you up when that's over. And so I understand, like, when I see like, oh, someone defending their wrongdoing, it makes me think about my own reaction of being defensive of like, I'm entitled to have an opinion. I'm entitled to be loud or emotional, or I'm entitled to be too much.
Yeah.
You know, oh, cuckoo.
Hi, cuckoo.
Like, I understand it. And so, like, in a weird way, I'm like, oh, he has something broken in his own brain.
Yeah.
Where he believes that he's entitled, but on a perverted, sick, like, it's so taken far, like, to the extreme, right?
Yeah.
Where he's like, he believes he's entitled to this crime against other humans. You know, I don't know. Like, I feel like people are going to be like, oh my God, you totally like identify with a psychopath. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm saying like it's
But here's the thing.
Something gets wired wrong. That's what I think it is.
Well,
something gets wired wrong.
I mean, this gets into a very weird area, which is how much do you pity child molesters? Because obviously there's something wrong with them. Obviously a lot of child molesters, if not all or most, are created by having that happen to them, right? That's like a common thing, is that people who are molested when they're
cycle of abuse, blah, blah, blah.
But at a certain point, a guy like Larry Nassar, this is like, he was doing this for so long.
Yeah.
He grew up in this world. We know that this is not something you're supposed to do. That this is breaking the most sacred of social contracts. You know, you don't do this.
Right.
You don't do this.
So when do you seek help?
So he uses subterfuge. Exactly. Why not seek help? And that's the thing. It's like up to us, like an alcoholic hits bottom at some point. You know what I mean? They do things that are harmful to themselves, to other people for a long time. And then at a certain point they say, I'm not in control of this. I gotta do something because I can't stop being this way.
Right.
And I think that there are some pedophiles, people have those tendencies that are able to do that. I don't know. But I think
I would assume so, because
but a guy like Larry Nassar, it's like, how many times was he confronted with something where he said, I shouldn't be doing this anymore? I'm lying to authorities. They almost got me.
I get you on that one, but that's where things get fucked up with the gymnastics world, because there was this whole other thing going on in that world, where there was a real environment and culture of abuse, almost like dehumanizing the athletes, like where they were like go away to this camp and they weren't like allowed to eat, and they weren't allowed to have feelings, and they weren't allowed to express emotions, and they tried to like kind of cyborg them into robots and stuff like that. And so in a weird way, I think he was enabled by this culture of extremism in the young female gymnastics world, where they were like, they owned these young women and they were able to program them, and their bodies were just bodies, and they weren't fucking fully realized human beings. And they were dehumanized by, in a way, the sport, and betrayed by every adult that was there, whether it was geared towards sexual molestation or just sort of like dehumanizing. That's not really in the podcast in that way, but that is the truth about that gymnastics culture that was going on at the time. Yeah. In fact, like Simone Biles was just on 60 Minutes the other night and was talking about like that culture and stuff like that. And like basically like she wants like the people that ran those camps to say, yeah, like we were psychos.
Look, all I'm asking is that you guys publicly admit you were psycho.
Simone Biles, by the way, is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, she is unreal.
Yeah.
Like, she is like so fiercely just like I want to say she's like 23, and apparently that's like ancient to even be, you know, and she's doing things that have never been done in the sport before, and are things that only like the men have done. And it is like, so fucking fearless. I can't even deal with it. Like, it's so cool. Check it out. It's on 60 Minutes. Are we about to take a break? I feel like you're looking at the...
We are about to take a break.
Oh, we are?
I was looking into your eyes.
Oh, my eyes are up here. They're not down there.
I'm looking into them.
They're not down there at the Zoom.
Here's when my eyes were down at the Zoom, when you decided to launch into the Simone Biles story. I can't believe we're doing this in front of the audience.
My eyes are up here. Okay? By the way, whoever came up with my eyes are up here.
It's pretty good. Do you know, I can't remember. I think this is with...
I want to wear it on a hat because I think it'd be funny to wear it above your eyes.
I had an idea.
What if you had the idea the hat said that my eyes are down here?
This is the...
Oh, wait. Did I just steal your idea?
Yes, you did.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I think this is on an episode of The Big Ones. And the idea was like...
I hate when I do this to you.
It was like a hat that had like tits on it. And then it said, my eyes are down there.
Wait. I was just saying without the tits. Just my eyes are down here.
That's pretty fun. Like just somebody's looking at your hat.
Because they're
like,
reading
hey.
it. You know how you have like a teacher that says like, if you can read this, thank a teacher.
Oh, the fuck? What? We got to go back that far to reading?
But it's like that. It's like, wait, I know what it should say. I got it.
Okay.
If you can read this, my eyes are down there.
Okay. We're going to take a break.
Well, how appropriate. Apropos.
Well, how appropriate.
How appropriate of dinner. We are sponsored this week by the wonderful Green Chef, you guys. We love Green Chef. Guess what Green Chef is? It's this amazing subscription service where they send you your dinners in a box and teaches you how to cook them. They let you choose from a wide array of easy to follow recipes, perfect for keto, paleo, and plant-powered diets, or even if you just want to eat in a more balanced way. Personally, I chose the balanced way because I'm not like a keto Kaylin person, like a keto person. That's just not my kind of diet, but they have those choices if you are trying to do better in this year. Their expert chefs design flavorful recipes that go way beyond ordinary for a diverse array of meal plans and plenty of options to choose from each week. I'm not kidding. I love when the Green Chef box arrives because I like to cook, but there are some nights when I don't want to do like the mental kind of work of like, oh my gosh, what do we have to cook? Like, what menu should I come up with? Like, oh my gosh, like, what do I have in the cupboards and all of this stuff? You don't really need to do all of that with Green Chef. It takes the brain labor away and does it for you. Okay. So we've had a lot of amazing Green Chef meals. It helps you save time. It helps you save energy. It helps you enjoy a wonderful meal together. So please go to greenchef.com/90homekins and use code 90homekins to get $90 off, including free shipping. That's greenchef.com/90homekins and use code 90homekins to get $90 off, including free shipping.
Public goods. Public goods. Public goods. The one-stop shop for sustainable, high-quality, everyday essentials made from clean ingredients at an affordable price. Everything from coffee to toilet paper. That's right. C to TP. Oh, and shampoo to pet food. S to PF. Public Goods is your new everything store. Thoughtfully designed for the conscious consumer. I do hope that's you. Rather than buying from a bunch of single product brands, Public Good members can buy all of their premium essentials in one place with one beautiful, streamlined aesthetic. Public Good searches the globe to find clean, healthy, eco-friendly, and innovative products. Now look, Public Good sent us a bunch of stuff. We loved all of it.
Yeah,
I used all of it.
I think I mentioned this before, but I did the ramen, which is pretty good. And I use it as like a base recipe where I'll like throw in some scallions and tofu and stuff.
That's right.
And then we also really like the chocolate almonds. They're like chocolate, like powder sort of.
Oh, it was so good. Really good. I want more. Public Goods ethically sources and obsessively develops each of their products to be free of unhealthy ingredients and harmful additives still common on drug and grocery store shelves. They are committed to making their products healthy and safe for humans, animals, and the environment. That's where humans and animals live. Thanks, Public Goods. I worked out an awesome deal just for my listeners, not Janie's.
Sorry,
anyone who just
Paul
listens
did it.
to me.
Paul did it.
If you have 2 channels and you block out the one,
which maybe you do,
you can receive $15 off your first Public Goods order with no minimum purchase. You heard me right. I didn't stutter. They are so confident that you will absolutely love their products and come back again and again.
That means you could buy a product for $15 for $0.
Are you sure that's what that means?
Yeah, I am. Okay. But don't do that. Buy more stuff because it looks good.
Worried about that chime-in. But they're so confident that you will love their products and come back again and again. They're giving you $15 to spend on your first purchase. $15 for free. You have nothing to lose in this scenario. Just go to publicgoods.com/homekins, HOMEKINS, or use code HOMEKINS at checkout. That is PUBLICGOODS.com/homekins to receive $15 off your first order. Hey, we're back with better topics than before.
I was just thinking personally, I don't know how everyone's feeling out there. I don't know if it's a product of where we are as a reopened state. Mm-hmm. California's a reopened state.
California's a reopened state.
So this is a different thing than some people who listen to us, and it, you know, we want to be mindful. We've got to be mindful, but like, my mental health has been improving, and I can't say that my mental health was particularly good in some of the times of the last.
Is someone feeding this to you in an earpiece? Is your translator doing this for you?
It's like
what's your home language?
Weekend water, baby. That's my home language. I was saying that I struggled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a struggle.
I'm not saying it's over. I'm just saying I'm saying right now, in this moment, in this month, in this week,
where I come
in this
from?
way.
Yeah.
Wait, what is that from?
I can't remember what that's from. That's something that me and
you and Scott Lauren.
No. I got it from Nelson Walters and Brian Polk. It was some interview with somebody, and this guy was like, "Me, where I come from," and then gave his whatever opinion about whatever. And those guys used to do it all the time, and then they got me doing it.
So good.
It's really good.
It's so good. It's so good.
But me, where I come from,
I
didn't like COVID.
Me, where I come from, COVID fucked me up, y'all. And I didn't even get it. I just was in it.
Yeah. It was
we all were in
fucking
it.
Time. Yeah.
I don't even understand how to get out of it. Like, I'm, like, I was listening to my friend's podcast and Casey was on there. I know y'all have heard me mention because we went to dinner with Josh Mankiewicz from Dayla. Still,
Casey of Dinner with Josh Mankiewicz.
Still riding high on that. Mm-hmm. And she coined the phrase like all vaxxed up and nowhere to go. And I was like, yeah, because I'm kind of in that place. Mm-hmm. Like, there are places to go now, but it still feels like unusual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, I was just talking with Scott Lauren about this, that I feel like I'm back already, but mindful of what's going on. So like there are still I still keep masks in my car because there's still a lot of places that require you to wear a mask.
I walked somewhere today and I had my mask around my neck. Because I wear a necklace mask, guys. That's my thing.
Okay, whatever. Happy.
Fine.
Now the paparazzi can leave us alone. But I enjoyed starting to like run errands again and go in multiple places in a day. You know, drop this off, go to the grocery store, get dry cleaning, whatever. And it's like I sort of weirdly appreciate the people that are still asking you to wear a mask in their store.
Sure, that doesn't bother me actually because you know, I don't know, like, if they have kids at home and that are, like, below the age.
Exactly.
You know, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Whatever. But, like, it feels different. I thought I might win the vaccine lottery. I was, like, kind of hoping. Oh, wait. So, but you
have to explain that because I don't know. I don't think everyone has the vaccine lottery.
I don't think the vacations have been given away yet. That's in July. Okay. So, California is giving away money and prizes to everyone who has been vaccinated since vaccinations have started.
You could win a trip to Anaheim, go to all the parks, or the last I think the least prize is it's a goldfish in a bowl. And you take it home in a bag.
No, some of the prizes are just like free Chipotle or whatever, which is fine. I mean, like,
I'll take some free Chipotle.
I'm okay with that. Like, I like Chipotle or whatever.
You rolled the dice with COVID. Now roll the dice with Chipotle.
Now that your antibodies are up, now that you've got more antibodies coming out of some Chipotle.
Will the vaccine work against dysentery?
It was
Find out.
listeria. That was their thing, was the listeria outbreak.
Listeria.
Why does listeria sound beautiful?
Word.
It sounds beautiful.
It's a beautiful
I don't fucking want it. I get food poisoning. Guys.
I know.
Let's be real for a minute. I get food poisoning at the drop of a fucking hat. Okay?
A hat that a dirty fish was wearing.
And it's typically produce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Leafy greens.
Although that one time the scallops, and they were like slimy and weird, and I kind of had a sense. I had a sixth sense. I see food poisoning. I see food poisoning. And then I still ate them. Because I fucking spent a lot on them at the grocery store, y'all. Yeah. When you spend money on scallops and you're cooking them and a lot of liquid comes out and they're a little rubbery and you're like, these don't feel right. But
stop eating them. This is just some advice to all of you out there.
When you're talking $19.99 a pound and you're talking like, I trust my grocery store. I'm not going to say where I got them. This was a while ago. You're in the clear. Mm-hmm. But I got them at my trusted grocery store. Mm-hmm. And I felt a little like...
It's a betrayal.
It was a betrayal.
It's a betrayal.
It was bad.
By the way, you know that one old lady that works at the trusted grocery store? I haven't seen her there in a long time.
Wait, what one old lady?
She used to work at the other one, and now she works
at the one... Are you talking about Dorothea?
Dorothy. I don't know why I didn't want to say her name.
She retired or whatever.
I hope so.
Yeah.
There was the old man at my dry cleaners who would do my alterations, and then one day
I can't speak to that because that's different. Our trusted grocery store, unionized. Go Union. Norma Ray.
Here's what I want to say.
Here's this deal.
This is a side. I want you to get back to
my unionized store.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll get back to our
Costs
topic.
more, but it's worth it.
But I want to say, quick sidebar.
Yeah.
If you are a lovable old person that works at a place and you retire, I think that the store has to put up a little picture of you.
No, I think they did or
that
something.
says he retired.
I feel like I know she retired because of some reason. Mm-hmm. I maybe I asked after her.
You can't ask, right? Oh, you asked after her? Like, where's Dorothy?
I can't remember how I know this unless I just created a story in my mind and as a survival mechanism.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I loved her because
our grocery store costs an arm and a fucking leg, by the way.
Well, it's the
Here's
closest
the deal.
one, and we're lazy. We go there a lot.
No, it's not just that. It's not just that.
It's also that we're lazy.
Well, we're definitely lazy.
But it's a great store.
That's what I'm about to say.
Okay.
It's unionized. I support that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When the grocery store strike happened in LA, I don't think they had to deal with that because they were like, we already got it covered.
Mm-hmm.
Same people worked there for years. Again, hence, unionized. Benefits. Blah, blah, blah.
Staff is great.
The deli.
Deli's great.
Rocks. By the way, I was in there the other day. You know what's back?
I don't.
The salad bar, baby.
Is the salad bar back?
It's fucking back. There wasn't a fucking soul near that salad bar.
This is Janie's
But you know
jam.
what? This is why I'm food poisoning all the time. Because
I go there at 9 p.m. on the dot.
salad bar. Look, they changed that salad bar. By the way, this is why, again, my trusted store, they fucking change and take the temperature of that salad bar every goddamn 30 minutes.
You can watch
I've
them
been
change
in there.
and you
I've
can try to
seen
make them
it.
laugh.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I
Is the
did
hot bar back?
one thing at a time, babe.
Ugh. how dare
Baby
you.
steps.
I love that hot bar.
You like the hot bar better
I
than
do
the...
like the hot bar. Yeah. I don't like salad. I'll eat salad, but I
What?
don't like it.
What?
Yeah, I don't like it.
What? By the way, I make salad all the time, so
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is like huge.
But I eat it. You know.
Yeah, because my salad is fucking amazing.
Here's the thing about salad.
I'm making artisanals. What?
You do make good salad. Here's the thing about salad. Salad is, for me,
I think I know what you're gonna say. Can I guess?
sure.
It's work
Yeah.
to
well,
eat it.
It's cumbersome.
That's same diff.
It's
same
cumbersome.
diff.
Yeah.
That's
It's
your
not-
thing?
It's not simple. And it's like
Sometimes I serve him a salad that requires a steak knife.
a steak and knife.
Those are the best salads, by the way.
And you put the toasted almonds on, and then you cut into it, and then the almonds fall off.
And then he fucking leaves the toasted almonds on his plate, and I'm like, what do you, this is the liquid gold.
Darling, I
Liquid
I leave them
gold.
for you. Don't you see?
I don't know. I'm like,
I leave them
the
for
toasted
you.
almonds are really the pièce de resistance.
They are, but they won't stay on the salad, and it's like then you're like scraping them using your other hand gets into play because you have to scrape them on the
I
floor.
get it. Listen, I'm not saying salads are easy. You know, what's the easiest thing to eat is like stew or something. That's
Soup.
really the soup.
Just a plain old
Just
soup.
like a bowl and a spoon, you know.
And you're over the moon.
Like that's really kind of the easiest. And I do love a soup, and they have a great soup bar when it's going.
Yeah, they do. They have a lot of good soups.
But
Oh, trusted grocery store.
that's the thing is like I get food poisoning all the time. So even though I would take that free Chipotle from the state, I really want the vacation. The vaccine. So I want the Palm Springs Resort one or the San Francisco one. Which vacation do you want? There's 2 San Diegos. There's a beach and a downtown.
Oh, I would do the beach.
Yeah, but you don't get to pick. I'm just saying.
Well, you asked me which one I wanted.
But I'm gonna
what are you, the government now?
I want to tell you all of the vacations.
Tell me all of them, and I'll tell you which one I like.
Okay, there's 2 San Diegos.
That one.
There's an LA, which would be pretty funny if you lived in LA and you won the LA one, right?
That would be like something out of O. Henry.
Then there's the Palm Springs Resort one. Then there's the Anaheim one where you go to like all the parks or whatever.
Fuck that.
Then there's a San Francisco one. How is there not like a national parks one? Is it because that's federal money instead of state money?
I don't know.
Because that pisses me off. Like
Yeah.
I
would love to go to one of the national
want
parks,
a
yeah.
Yosemite. I want a
Yeah.
Yosemite.
Here's my
Okay, what's your
order of
preference? Okay.
San Diego Beach,
Oh, interesting.
San Francisco.
That's number 1 or number
This is number one.
Number one is San Diego
I'm going
Beach.
from top down.
Okay, San Diego Beach.
San Diego Beach. San Francisco. No, San Diego Beach, Palm Springs.
There you go.
San Francisco.
Yeah. San
Diego City. L.A., Anaheim.
Anaheim is the worst one.
I mean, I'd rather, do we get to stay in a hotel in L.A. if we get the L.A. vacation?
Yeah, we get to stay at the JW Marriott by the Staples Center.
Yeah, sure. Oh, wow. What a great neighborhood.
Right? Like not even like shutters on the beach.
Hey, man, if you want to find me, you can find me in the Staples Center neighborhood.
I feel like if you want to inspire people to get vaccinated, you should have given them shutters on the beach.
Right.
Like that's like the crown jewel.
I guess the Staples
right?
thing is so that you would go see a Lakers game, or
they give you tickets. That comes in the package is that you get tickets.
Exactly, yeah.
And all of that.
And with the Anaheim one, you get tickets to the parks and all that shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, of course, you're not just going to go to Anaheim and not get tickets to the parks.
Well, but I'm thinking if it's people that are traveling from other parts of California and they're like, oh, great, we don't have to worry about paying to stay, which is actually very expensive. Although the parks are insane.
No, the parks are like probably more than the fucking hotels. Don't you think?
It's neck and neck.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, all right, so because we've been vaccinated, so our names are in the hat. Mm-hmm. I've been answering robocalls like crazy because I'm like, oh, is this the California vaccine lot? Am I going to win $1.5 million? Because that was one, like, gave away 10 of those.
Or am I going to put more money into my car warranty? Am I going to renew my Social Security card?
No, the worst part was like they called and and I answered and it was for Medicare supplemental insurance. I'm like,
why is it the worst?
Because I'm not over 65. I don't qualify for Medicare yet.
We're getting closer, honey. We're getting
no,
closer.
I'm very far away.
You're very young. That's right.
I'm so young, but whatever. I'm just saying, like, it would be fun to win. Oh, I did win something actually recently.
What did you win?
Well, I subscribe to the Morning Brew.
Oh my God, that's right.
Newsletter.
Yes.
So I get the Morning Brew newsletter.
And what is that?
It's like this daily newsletter that is like, it's kind of like a business. It's like a cheeky synopsis of the news geared toward like business and finance.
Okay.
I guess. Although they have different.
It sounds hilarious.
They have like other flavors. Like they have like Morning Brew, like marketing or morning, like whatever your field. For some reason,
so if you don't find business and finance interesting, go to marketing.
I actually like the newsletter a lot, and I would subscribe to it now for quite a while.
I don't know
But also they have like puzzles in there, and they have like they have
puzzles.
They'll have like the news quiz, like the daily news quiz.
Who was number 5 on the Forbes 500 list?
No, that's not what it is. They'll be like one of these headlines is fake.
Okay, that's fun.
And then it'll be like, and then you'll be like, okay. And then one of the things I like,
Trump does good job.
And then they'll be like, oh, here's they'll have like a fun, like once a week, they'll do like a real estate listing where you have to guess what the listing costs. And it'll be,
Jesus.
No, but it'll be like some like weird, like fort home in Indiana. You know what I mean? Like it'll be, and then it'll like tell you the whole thing and then you have to guess like what it costs.
Is it always outrageously expensive?
No.
Oh. Okay.
It's not about that. It's more like these are like unusual properties.
Right.
You know, like the Zillow, what is the thing I follow? The
Zillow Gone Mad?
Zillow Gone Mad or whatever. Yeah, it's like that.
Zillow Gone Wild, I think.
Yeah. So basically, it's this newsletter I follow. And like, so I signed up for it because my brother told me to sign up for it. And they have a thing where like, if you earn a certain amount of referrals, you win things. So like, personally, I've gotten enough referrals that I have the Morning Brew pint glasses.
Is this
I have the Morning Brew.
a pyramid scheme?
No, it's not, because I won something big Okay, so I have the Morning Brew pint glasses. I have the Morning Brew coffee mug. Mm-hmm. I qualified for the Morning Brew sweatshirt. I got the sweatshirt.
Wait, but you got the sweatshirt?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I have the pint glasses, the coffee mug, and the sweatshirt. And my brother is like so pissed. He's like, what the fuck? Like,
he's in on this too?
Well, because like we'll Zoom and I'll have the coffee mug like I'll have it out of the frame. Mm-hmm. And then I'll just like lift it up like into the frame. And I'll be like, motherfucker. And then I'll have like the Morning Brew like sweatshirt on. Mm-hmm. And I'll have the Morning Brew logo like below. And then I'll like stretch my arms overhead. Like, I got the sweatshirt or whatever. And he'll be like, God damn it. So, but then like, this is the thing is like, I want to say a couple times a year, they give away MacBook Pros. Mm. And so I've been like desperately trying to win a MacBook Pro.
That's a prize.
So I'll go on Twitter every now and then and I'll be like, guys, sign up with this referral link to Morning Brew. We could win MacBook Pro. And then 10 people will text me like, I think your Twitter was hacked. And then I'll have to say... I'll be like in the morning and I'll be like, Janie, your Twitter was hacked. And I'll say, I'll just say, no, it's like for real.
Like, do you know that is one of the things like on Twitter,
I was like,
I will see somebody, so often somebody who says some dumb shit to me, I look at their profile and it's all like retweeting to win something.
So they were hacked or they did win? Or they...
No, they're trying to win something. They weren't hacked. They're just dumb.
Well, I'm one of them. I'll be like, I think your Twitter's hacked. And I'll be like, no, I'm trying to win MacBook Pro, sign up, blah, blah, blah. Well, then like 2 weeks ago, they were giving away these beach cabanas, mm-hmm. the cool cabanas. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I want a fucking beach cabana. So I do my thing. I go on my socials. Hey, you guys, sign up for a Morning Brew newsletter. It's pretty good. Here's the link.
Hey, guys. It's us, Morning Brew.
Here's the link. If you sign up, we both could win. Good luck to you. And then somebody did sign up. I won the beach cabana. And then we're going to Charleston. We're going to Charleston to see my mom at the end of the next month. Mm-hmm. And I told the beach cabana people to send it to Charleston because it has like an SPF 50 shade. Mm-hmm. So even though I'll wear sunscreen for sure, but like I can sit on the beach under that SPF 50 shade and feel because every time I always get like sunburn when we go to Charleston, you know? So it's
exciting.
Yeah. So someone else won it because both people win it.
Right.
I really did want to win the MacBook Pro. I'm still going to try because I'm still like qualifying
Never say die.
Every referral I get qualifies me for more swag. Like,
and this is not a pyramid scheme.
No, it's not. I've won. I'm telling you.
I mean, you're not spending money.
I've won the pint glasses.
I know.
The coffee mug.
The sweatshirt.
The sweatshirt.
You qualified for it and then you won.
The cool cabanas, SPF 50. Okay, I read the news. I actually read the newsletter.
Oh no, this is a cult. Now I see what it is.
Is it any? You know what's worse? The Substacks I'm fucking subscribed to. Those cost me $5 a goddamn whatever. Mm-hmm. Like I get Heather Cox Richardson, you know, and I don't have to pay her for it, but she's doing the work, you know, and I want to help her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I do.
And she's helping me understand this moment in history.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I could do that for you for free.
Could you though?
Probably not.
I mean, she's a historian and I'm fine with it.
I took history in school.
Although sometimes I feel like her stuff is like too gentle. Like it's like, today democracy died another slow, painful death. And I'm like, what the fuck? Democracy is dying. Like we need to be telling somebody. And she's like, in fact, in the scope of history, it's like normal, or she doesn't norm. I'm just saying, like, she has a how do you say it? academic approach.
Mm-hmm. How you say?
How you say? How you say? Is it Hilaria or Hilaria?
Who cares? Her name's probably like Hillary.
Here's the thing with here's my beef with the Hilaria Baldwin.
You're getting in a wind down beef. This is good.
Because I'm on my weekend water and I don't fucking care.
That's right. Take no prisoners, honey.
I just
slammed it down.
Fortified myself.
You're in the Wild West.
I take issue with having to know who Hilaria Baldwin is.
Yeah.
Whatever kerfuffles happen in these fucking
uncertain times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking like in these pop culture fucking circles, right? Mm-hmm. Like me having to know who somebody in a Real Housewives thing is, or me having to know, I don't fucking watch The Bachelor, but I know a guy got fired or whatever. Like, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I want to be ignorant. I don't want to be ignorant. I want to know about important things.
It feels like your mind is being cluttered with this dumb nonsense.
That's my own fault, though, in a way, because I'm exposing myself to online chatter.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
You know?
Yeah.
The problem with the online chatter, personal. This is why I like the inbox newsletters, is somebody curating it for me. But then, in a way, that's going to become like the weird commodity, right? Like you know how we had like, what is that? What are you playing with over there? Oh, I thought that's candy.
Wax from the Condals. You know I love to play with candy.
I love to eat candy.
Candy's great.
I love candy.
Candy's so good.
So much.
I don't know if we've gone on the record before saying.
No, I love candy.
We love it.
I love candy.
I love candy.
I grew up like a candy fanatic, like a candy fiend kind of.
Yes.
So my point is this, is like, we're going to have like, you know how we had like essential workers during the pandemic and it felt terrible that like some people could stay home and some people couldn't.
Yes.
I feel like
that there was, now that things are opening up, there's really no acknowledgement of that at all.
Right. It's
these
like
people that there's no special recognition or anything. They don't get anything extra. Yeah. Even though they worked all through the fucking pandemic.
No, it's almost like they're still like fighting for like a living wage.
Yes.
And well,
it's almost like that.
But like I almost feel like in terms of information, because we're in this like information glut kind of thing.
Info glut.
That there is going to become a class within, and it's already kind of fucking happening, because they announced there was going to be like a special subscription Twitter.
Yes. You weren't looking at me. You forgot I was
because
here.
I'm deep in my fucking thoughts. I'm deep in my fucking thoughts.
I know, but talk to me.
I'm talking to you. I'm sorry, I'm talking to you. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like the next level of classism is going to become about the curation of information. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah.
Because whether or not you're trying to get a pint glass, or you're subscribing to a Substack, or you're subscribing to a social, you know, whatever, like, it's going to be like the haves and the have-nots in terms of being able to insulate yourself from the garbage.
Yeah.
You agree with this?
I do. And it's also because...
Wow, that's wild.
Well, because traditional news outlets are struggling. Newspapers are struggling because everything's online or on TV, right? And so...
Well, there's other reasons behind that. I'll get into in a minute.
Yes, there are. But so in order for them to try to stay afloat, they monetize the online stuff. So it's like, if you want to read this article on Twitter, you're going to have to be a subscriber. or you just won't be able to see it. And what's weird about that is, well, this is the way we get information now, is looking at this stuff. And there's we all have this feeling. I'm not going to say all of us. I'm going to say that a lot of us.
Right. Because nothing is all of us.
You just have this feeling of entitlement of like, they should just tell me, I should just be able to read the whole article. It's the news, you know, but it's the reality. We tend to ignore the reality of what's going on, in that they can't just like be free. They can't just be free news.
Right, because they have to, because we don't subsidize. We're not England.
Yes.
We're not England where we subsidize.
There's no state TV. PBS is the closest.
But I think that it should be subsidized and independent.
I wonder if it were subsidized, I don't know if it could be independent in this country.
But isn't BBC like that? I don't know. We have British people who listen to this. They'll probably tell me that there's like problems with that.
But I mean, our country, I think that one of the biggest problems with America is that it's too fucking big. That we grabbed up so much land in such a condensed amount of time.
Right.
That it's like, now we have this big dumb country that we can't reconcile anything.
Well, it's too heterogeneous. It's just too heterogeneous and vast, right?
It's too big.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get, look, this fucking dumb football player, Cole Beasley.
You made that name up. That's not a real name.
I didn't. It's a funny name, though.
Mr. Beasley. Mr. Beasley.
Cole Beasley was like, he put out this statement on Twitter. It was like, look, I'm not getting vaccinated.
What?
If I get COVID, I get COVID. That's it.
What?
So if you don't like that, either get vaccinated or steer clear of me, because I want to live.
What?
I want to live my one life and live in freedom.
Why is that more free than being on a ventilator?
These
I don't get it.
Dumbasses have let themselves. What's so funny is the people that love to call other people sheep because they're getting a vaccine or
By
they're wearing
the way, the anti-vaxxer I encountered on that job I did had a similar, like, it's fine if you want to, but not like.
Oh, this is more than that.
That was like a different.
This is more than that.
Okay.
This guy was saying, not that it's fine if you want to. It's like, I'm not going to do this because I don't believe in it.
Uh-huh.
And if you have a problem with that, that's your problem. And so the people like that want to call people sheep.
That's a fallacy.
It is. The people that want to call people sheep for wearing a mask or getting a vaccine or whatever.
Right.
These are people who think they're free thinkers, but they're just parroting what some other dumbass said before.
I know.
them.
That's the thing I hate about all this shit is that, like, I think the real freedom is not echoing some weirdo that's beholden to somebody.
Like, did I go get the vaccine because my president Joe Biden told me to? Like, no. It's fucking, there's a virus and there's a vaccine.
See, that's what I don't understand this whole freedom argument, because to me, freedom is like, there's freedom in science. There's freedom in facts.
Yes.
Facts are freedom.
I feel like the vaccine gives me freedom.
Opinions are not freedom. And I say that as someone who's like overly opinionated.
Yeah.
And I almost feel sometimes a prisoner of my own opinions. Like
I feel that way too.
Yeah. Like I feel.
No, prisoner of your opinions.
Of mine or of yours? Okay. Because I do think that some like true freedom is a neutrality in a way, and like allowing for all things to be true or factual at the same time, I think, because it can be true that people are urging you to get the vaccine, but it can also be true that getting a vaccine can protect you from illness and other people from illness.
Yeah.
Right? So that's in a way weird, in my personal opinion, true freedom is thinking critically with facts.
Mm-hmm.
What's not freedom is believing fallacies. and believing things that can't be proven and are just sort of like, I hate to say it, but like faith-based. And I don't want to be criticizing anybody.
Well, but the same guy is like
faith.
The same guy is like, whatever happened to God's will? And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
God created that vaccine in less than a year, dude.
Exactly.
Mr. Beasley.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
why are you wearing shoes?
And
you know
it's
what I mean?
not God. It's a goddess. We all know that.
We all know this.
I just feel like that is a weird lack of freedom. Like sometimes when people get into like this cult mentality, and I say it as somebody who is like identifies as like progressive or identifies as like a little anti-capitalist or whatever, like, and I don't, so I understand there's like ways that we identify with things.
Yeah.
But that's the real freedom is like looking at scientific evidence and making the decision to take a vaccine, which by the way once you get the vaccine, it leaves your body. COVID possibly doesn't leave like people are dealing with like long COVID. It doesn't leave your body. You get the vaccine, it hits your cells, it teaches you how to fight something, and then it fucking leaves. It's literally like right away and it's gone.
Yeah.
That's what I understand why vaccines are an uphill battle for some people, because you're giving someone quote unquote a medicine as a healthy person. And we've been programmed to believe that you don't need a medicine unless you're a sick person.
But we also know what a vaccine is. Do you know what I mean? It's not a new invention. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. These people are
I agree.
It's
weird.
Just become like a weird stance that these people are taking about masks, about vaccines, whatever. They're just pretending that it's a thing that it isn't. And it's not. It's like not everybody that wore a mask was a sheep. Like it made sense. It was common sense. It just made sense.
Those are like they probably like refuse to wear a condom. You know what I'm saying?
For different reasons, though, baby. Come on. It just doesn't feel the same.
It just doesn't feel
All right,
good.
we got to wrap it up. Do you have any recommendations?
Go first.
You know what I'm going to say? Fresh off of watching an episode of 1971.
We are loving this docuseries.
It's so good. But Bill Withers, like I knew, like, his handful of hits that get played on the radio a lot. But they have all this footage of him, all these songs I'd never heard before that are amazing.
Singer-songwriter vein, which I would have never, if you were like, oh, what kind of artist is Bill Withers? I would have never said singer-songwriter, but that was his DNA, was singer-songwriter.
Yeah. He has, in addition to,
and I love
like
that.
the hits that you know that are on the radio, if you're not familiar with them, like I was not, he has all these amazing songs that are on this documentary.
It sucks because we lost him last year.
I want to seek out all the stuff. I know.
Yeah, I want to seek out, like, well, they have the 1971 soundtrack. I think it's like on Apple Music and stuff.
But it goes in
progression of, I think it goes in progression of the docuseries.
He has a great song. It's not so far not in the documentary, but
it's not
a song called. It's a really good song too, but the title is "Who Is He and What Is He to You?"
By the way, I would love to say that to somebody.
Yeah, right? That's powerful.
Like I really would.
Let me ask you a question. Who is he and what is he to you?
And I would be like, you know what? I've never been asked that before. And I'm going to have to, God, that really blew my mind. I don't know. Maybe nobody.
Do you have any reacts?
Nobody.
Do you have any recommendations?
Okay. I'm such an HBO nut. I'm sorry. It's because I was raised on television.
Sure.
And we had HBO when I was a kid, and that was like a big deal. Okay.
It was a big deal.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Well, who else was going to raise me? My parents worked, okay?
I was raised by the 3 channels.
Oh, my parents loved me enough to get us. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Well, you didn't have like guilt, like divorce guilt.
No, I just had broken marriage, still staying together guilt.
Divorce guilt brings...
They weren't guilty about it, I don't think.
See, that's different. Divorce blended family guilt is better because, like, you got like 4 incomes.
They're constantly trying to buy you off.
Exactly.
Yes. See, this is the proof that I love you.
So, anyway, so I grew up on HBO and I'm kind of an HBO nut. We liked the show In Treatment that had Gabriel Byrne. Mm-hmm. They've done a reboot with Uzo Aduba. Is that how you say her name? Uzo Aduba. Adoba.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uzo Aduba.
Not Adobo.
We got to cut this out.
No.
That's terrible.
It's Uzo Aduba.
Yeah.
I said Uzo Adubo because Uzo Adubo, but it's Uzo Aduba.
Uzo Aduba.
I'm not saying like the new In Treatment is like the end all be all. But I will say this. If you like acting as much as I like acting, I think you have to give this new reboot a watch.
Yeah.
Because she is really killer in the part.
Yeah. She's terrific.
She's awesome.
And there's a lot of terrific actors that play the clients.
Agreed, but to me, she's kind of like the heart.
I'm not trying to take anything away
I don't want to
from her.
diminish anyone else, but like she found a real interesting person in this.
It's a good character.
Yeah. And I was kind of, I had seen her before in Orange is the New Black, and like she was also in the Mrs. America series that was on FX, which I enjoyed last year about Phyllis Schlafly. And I don't know. I just thought I'm like impressed by her range of character study. Like she's very interesting to watch.
For sure.
And it was amazing casting. Anyway, that's kind of my recommendation. But it's sort of like a weird half rec because like you have to be like, oh, like into therapy and into like two-handers.
I don't know. I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to have those prior interests. I think it works on its own. I think it's, check it out.
It's like a play. It's like every little episode's almost like a play.
Yes.
So there is that.
Yeah. But they're half-hour episodes. It's like it flies by, and there's like a different one every night throughout the week. When we first watched it, you would not have access to them all.
No, they didn't have a streamer network when we watched it when Gabriel Byrne.
It was on HBO, and it was every day at 5 we would watch it. Because I guess
How
it was
do you
8
remember
on
that?
the East Coast. It was when we first moved in together.
Oh, wow. And that beautiful Melissa George was in it.
That's right.
I fucking have a thing for her. Like, she's really cool.
She's gorgeous.
She's totally gorgeous. If you can find this old show she did on Showtime called Hunted, please watch it. Please binge it. And let's discuss it.
There you go. All right.
Those are my recommendations.
Good recommendations. Thanks for listening.
We have wonderful official Stay of Homekins merch
at kinshipgoods.com. By
the way, people love our merch.
Yes, they do.
So if you haven't checked out our merch, we have a bunch of things that like self-reference the podcast and everything.
Right. It's good stuff.
And
whether you know what the podcast is or
like
not.
Paul's wearing some right now. He's wearing the y'all t-shirt. He's actually wearing it right now.
I'll be all right. It got stolen. Don't steal from Kinship Goods. Want to reiterate that. We are Stay of Homekins on Twitter and Instagram, stayofhomekins@gmail.com if you want to write to us. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week. And until then.
And we won't be here on July 2nd. Please remember
That's right.
them.
We are taking a week. We're taking a week off.
We're taking
for a family trip.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a watch along.
Yes. So until then, you said
stay safe.
Stay sane. And stay strong.